The mind is everything. What you think, you become. This simple truth from the Buddha reminds us just how powerful the mind really is. In life, it's not always the smartest, the strongest, or even the luckiest people who thrive. It's those who learn how to stay grounded in chaos. Who face hardship without losing heart. Who walk through pain but refuse to be defined by it. That's what mental strength looks like. But here's the thing, most of us don't lose our strength overnight. Instead, we slowly give it away, little by little, through habits we don't even notice. Habits that quietly drain our resilience, cloud our clarity, and pull us away from the peace we long for. Today, let's explore 10 common habits that weaken the mind, and discover how timeless Buddhist wisdom can help us let go of them and build an inner life that's steady, strong, and full of light. Habit 1. Always seeing the negative side. Have you ever caught yourself expecting the worst, even when things are going fine? It's easy to fall into that trap. Maybe it's to prepare ourselves. But thinking this way often just makes us feel stuck, tired, and afraid. In Buddhism, there's a simple but powerful truth: what we focus on grows. When we constantly focus on the bad, we miss out on the good that's right in front of us. But when we practice mindfulness, we learn to notice those negative thoughts, without letting them take over. We pause. We breathe. And we gently shift our focus toward what's still good. And there's metta meditation, the practice of sending loving thoughts to ourselves and others. It might sound small, but it can transform how we see the world, and ourselves. Over time, the more we choose kindness over criticism, hope over fear, the stronger and more peaceful our mind becomes. Habit 2. Complaining about what you can't control. We all complain sometimes. It's human. But have you noticed how draining it is? The more we focus on what's wrong, especially things we can't change, the more powerless we feel. It's like yelling at the rain instead of reaching for an umbrella. Buddhism reminds us that everything is temporary, even problems. And instead of fighting what's out of our hands, we can learn to let go. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means we stop wasting energy on what we can't control, and start focusing on what we can do, right now, in this moment. And just like that, we take our power back. That's the beginning of mental strength. Habit 3. Bottling up your feelings. Keeping things inside might seem easier. Maybe you don't want to cause trouble, or you're just used to toughing it out. But unspoken feelings don't disappear. They build up, and can quietly eat away at your peace of mind. Buddhism teaches us the value of right speech, speaking honestly, kindly, and mindfully. When we express how we feel with compassion, it doesn't push people away, it brings them closer. You don't need to shout. You don't need to say it perfectly. You just need to share from the heart. Letting your voice be heard is part of healing. And it makes your mind stronger, not weaker. Habit 4. Blaming others for your problems. When things go wrong, it's easy to look outward. It's because of them. If only that hadn't happened. But blaming others puts your life in someone else's hands. And that's a heavy price to pay. Buddhism teaches about karma, not as punishment, but as cause and effect. Your choices shape your path. That means you have power. And when you stop pointing fingers and start taking responsibility, even just a little, you begin to grow. This doesn't mean blaming yourself. It means owning your next step. And that is where true strength begins. Habit 5. Escaping into fantasy instead of taking real steps. It's nice to daydream. But if we spend too much time in fantasy, we lose touch with reality. We imagine the perfect job, the perfect life, but never take real steps to get there. We end up feeling disappointed, stuck, or like we're always waiting for something that never comes. Buddhism invites us to live fully in the present moment, not in a fantasy future. It teaches right intention, to dream with clarity and then act with purpose. It's okay to imagine. Just remember to ground those dreams in the real world, with mindful, meaningful action. That's how we move from hoping to creating. Habit 6. Neglecting the people you love. In our busy lives, it's easy to put relationships on the back burner. We think, "I'll call later," or "they'll understand." But days become weeks, and distance grows. Buddhism reminds us of one powerful truth: everything is impermanent. The people we love won't be here forever, and neither will we. That sounds heavy, but it's actually a gift. It's a reminder to show up now. To say, "I love you," today. To listen, hug, share a laugh. Because strong minds aren't built alone. They're held together by connection, by love, by presence. Don't wait. Water the garden of your relationships before it dries up. Habit 7. Letting your emotions control you. Emotions are natural. But when they control us, when anger, fear, or sadness take over, we lose sight of ourselves. It's like being caught in a storm without an anchor. Buddhism teaches us to sit with our feelings. To observe them, without judgment. Just like watching waves rise and fall, without being pulled under. Through mindfulness, we learn to respond, not react. And through loving kindness, we treat our own heart with care, even when it's hurting. You are not your emotions. You're the awareness beneath them. And that awareness is calm, wise, and deeply strong. Habit 8. Trying to control everything. Trying to control everything is exhausting, isn't it? We plan, we predict, we stress, only to realize, life has its own plans. Buddhism gently reminds us, let go. Not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. You can do your best. You can show up fully. But at some point, you have to release the grip, and trust. When you stop fighting the flow of life, you start moving with it. And in that surrender, you'll find a quiet kind of power. The kind that doesn't panic. The kind that bends, but doesn't break. The kind that knows, peace doesn't come from control, it comes from trust. Habit 9. Constantly comparing yourself to others. Have you ever scrolled through social media and suddenly felt like your life just didn't measure up? Maybe someone your age just bought their dream home, or they're off vacationing in Italy, smiling under the Tuscan sun, while you're sitting in your kitchen, reheating leftovers. It's so easy to slip into the trap of comparison. We start to believe we're behind in life, that others are happier, more successful, or more fulfilled. But here's a quiet truth worth remembering: every journey is different. Life is not a race, and success is not one size fits all. In Buddhism, we're reminded to return to the present and cherish our own path. Jealousy and comparison are like smoke, clouding our inner vision and making it hard to breathe deeply into our own truth. The moment you stop comparing, your heart begins to soften. You start to see the beauty of your journey. You begin to grow, not in someone else's shadow, but in your own gentle light. Habit 10. Dwelling on the past or fearing the future. Some of us live in yesterday. Replaying old mistakes. Wondering, what if I had chosen differently? Others live in tomorrow. Worrying about things that haven't even happened. What if I lose my job? What if I get sick? What if everything falls apart? But the past is gone, and the future is still a dream. The only place life actually happens is now. When your mind constantly lives outside the present, it becomes fragile. You feel anxious, restless, unsure. But when you come back to this moment, just this breath, you feel something shift. You start to feel grounded. calm, clear. This is the essence of mindfulness. It's not about escaping life, but about fully arriving in it. And when we learn to truly be here, body, mind, and spirit, we find a quiet strength. We begin to trust ourselves. We start to live. If you recognized yourself in some of these habits, you're not alone. We've all walked these paths of self-doubt, distraction, comparison, and fear. But the beautiful truth is that change begins the moment we become aware. You don't need to fix everything overnight. You don't need to become a different person. Just take one gentle step at a time. Choose presence. Choose compassion. Choose a little more peace today than you had yesterday. Your mind is like a garden. If you remove the weeds of unhealthy habits, even little by little, space opens up for wisdom, kindness, and resilience to bloom. So ask yourself, what small habit can I let go of today, to make space for a more peaceful mind? And if this message resonated with you, if you felt even a flicker of hope or insight, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need it. Leave a comment and tell us what habit you're working to release. Or simply take a moment to pause, breathe, and be kind to yourself. Because the journey to a strong, clear, peaceful mind begins with one conscious breath.